It's Super Wildcard Weekend review time, baby. Let's go. Cincinnati versus Las Vegas. The last time the Bengals had won a playoff game before this, O.J. Simpson was still working at NBC. What a classy fellow O.J. is, am I right? The Raiders started the scoring with a 47-yard field goal to go up 3-0, but then swaggy Joe Burrow in his underrated manly chest threw a touchdown to put Cincinnati up 7-3 before Cincinnati stalled in the red zone a few times to go up 13-3 early in the second. Las Vegas kicked the field goal to make it 13-6, then a minor controversy ensued when Burrow made a great touchdown pass with an early whistle to give Cincy a 20-6 lead. But eyeliner enthusiast Derek Carr responded with a great drive to cut the lead to 20-13 at halftime. If you get horny watching offenses drive the ball downfield just to stall in the red zone and kick field goals, then the second half of this game was for you. Cincy led 23-13 after 3, then had leads of 23-16, 26-16, and 26-19. Las Vegas would get the ball down 7 with 1:51 left, but after getting first and goal to Cincinnati 9, Carr had a spike, then 2 straight incompletions, then an interception on 4th down to lose the game and end the Raiders' season. I already admitted it, but I'll say it again. I was wrong about Joe Burrow. He is legit. Enjoy him, Cincinnati. Buffalo versus New England. What a shit show game this was unless you were a Bills fan or a Patriots hater. There's not much more to say except the Bills literally scored a touchdown every single time they got the ball to win the game 47-17. Josh Allen, who is part centaur, was immaculate, throwing strikes all over the field and destroying New England with his legs when needed. It honestly looked like New England was a Pop Warner team playing against grown men. They fell behind 27-3 at halftime and trailed by 37 at one point before Mac Jones threw a garbage time touchdown to end the game. You don't want to say a season where New England made the playoffs with a quarterback was a failure, but their record was a little deceiving. They fattened up against bad teams and struggled against good teams all year. What are people from New England going to do if Mac Jones becomes Andy Dalton 2.0? Remember, Dalton made the playoffs in each of his first 5 years. Notice I haven't even really talked in detail about the game because it was over from the very beginning. That's all you need to know. Buffalo, when it's on its game, should be the AFC favorite along with Kansas City, but you can never be sure which version of them will show up. I'm expecting a great game next week in Kansas City. Tampa Bay versus Philadelphia. If there was ever an argument for the NFL to do away with the 7th seed and extra playoff game in the wild card round, look no further than this abomination. Tampa rolled to an easy 31-15 win that wasn't nearly as close as the final score indicates. As usual, there was Tom Brady throwing lots of short passes and getting the ball out quick. It's absolutely awful to watch, but it's also unstoppable, and I have no idea how to feel about it. Tampa's defense looked dominant as well before letting up a few garbage time touchdowns in the 4th. The game really ended when Jalen Reagor botched a punt down 17-0 early in the 3rd to set up Tampa Bay with a short field. Shocker. Then a few plays later, Brady found Gronk for the most comically wide open touchdown imaginable. Then Jalen Hurts, who sucks, threw a brutal interception to set Tampa up with another short field, which they turned into a touchdown when Brady found a wide open Mike Evans on play action to go up 31-0. The Eagles never beat any good teams all year and wouldn't have made the playoffs with the old format. They look like shit in this one, and it's obvious Hurts is not the long-term answer at quarterback. As for Tampa, they're going to win the Super Bowl again, and Brady will win his 8th ring. It's inevitable. Eat Arby's. San Francisco versus Dallas. We get to look at Jimmy Garoppolo's gorgeous face for at least one more week after San Fran scored a 23-17 upset road win against the favored Dallas Cowboys. As I've said many times, you can never trust the Cowboys no matter how good they may look on any given week in the regular season. They had 14 penalties in this game, and Dak looked like shit. San Fran had a 13-0 lead before Dak made a rare great throw on the day to Amari Cooper for a touchdown to cut it to 13-7, but then San Fran expanded that lead to 23-7 heading into the 4th after a field goal and an amazing touchdown run by the do-it-all maestro Deebo Samuel. Dallas would fight back though, cutting that lead to 23-17 with 8 minutes left. Dallas would get not 1, but 2 possessions down 6 in the final 3 minutes with a chance to potentially win the game, but the first drive stalled out around midfield. Then, after barely hanging on to force San Fran to punt, Dak got Dallas to midfield with 18 seconds left before he stupidly scrambled to the middle of the field with no timeouts left for 17 yards. Dallas was unable to get another playoff, so their season ended at San Fran's 24-yard line. Only the Cowboys. Please pray for Jerry Jones because he hasn't won shit since 1995. Kansas City versus Pittsburgh. Sorry, but I'm just having an emotional breakdown right now thinking about this game because I know I'll never be able to watch a hero like Ben Roethlisberger ever again. It started off with a boring, scoreless first quarter before hard work worker TJ Watt returned a fumble for a touchdown to give Pittsburgh a 7-0 lead. Then Patrick Mahomes happened. He had one of his patented explosions where he looks like the best player in sports history. He would throw not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 touchdowns in a 12-minute span to give KC a monster 35-7 lead that all but ended the game midway through the third quarter. But there was Ben still fighting back to cut it to 35-14 entering the fourth. God, he was so brave. The fourth quarter was basically just the Chiefs rubbing it into Pittsburgh's faces, especially when Travis fucking Kelce threw a touchdown pass on the goal line to make it 42-14 with 14 minutes left. Pittsburgh would score another touchdown on a touchdown pass from Big Ben, the last of his career, to make it 42-21, and that's what the final score would be. This game looked like it could potentially be an upset, yet ended up going exactly the way everybody thought. Rest in peace, Ben. LA Rams versus Arizona. It only took 13 years, but Matthew Stafford finally got his elusive first playoff win in this 34-11 thrashing of the overrated Arizona Cardinals. LA took a 7-0 lead after one when Stafford found Odell Beckham Jr., but the second quarter is when the game really got out of hand quickly for Arizona. Stafford would run in a touchdown to go up 14-0. Then Kyler Murray made one of the dumbest plays in NFL history, throwing up an underhand duck from his end zone that was picked off for a pick six to give LA a 21-0 lead. Murray would then throw another interception on the next drive, and he generally played like he had never seen a football before. LA's lead would expand to 28-0 in the third when Stafford would find gym rat / scrappy hard worker / daughter dater Cooper Kupp for a touchdown. Arizona would finally get on the board late in the third with a James Conner touchdown run before the two teams exchanged field goals in the fourth quarter to reach the final score. I just want to give the NFL props for ending racism forever by putting MLK decals on the back of every player's helmet for this game. Please take a moment to give them a well-deserved round of applause. Thank you. And now it's time for playoff puppy time.